At the UW Medicine Heart Institute, our experts provide a full range of heart care, from common to the most complex heart conditions that can't be treated elsewhere. Find cardiovascular care that works as hard as your heart does at multiple UW Medicine Heart Institute locations across the Puget Sound region. Learn more at uwmedicine.org/heart. UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare.
This is a CBC podcast.
Players.
Players Own.
Players Own.
Players Own Voice.
Players Own Voice.
It's Players Own Voice, a podcast from CBC Sports. Even if you're not among the crowd of Canadians who are cuckoo for curling, you probably know about the history-making performance of Kaitlyn Lawes and her partner, Johnny Mo, John Morris, at the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. The two of them brought home gold in the very first appearance of Olympic mixed doubles. It makes sense that curling is at the forefront of a new age of gender-neutral competition. The sport has always placed civility, etiquette, and fair play at the heart of the game. My name is Anastasia Busis. I'm a two-time Olympic speed skater, and today I'm curling up with Kaitlyn Lawes. First Canadian to win two consecutive back-to-back Olympic curling gold medals. 2014, 2018, baby. World champion, Scotties champion. That's all people need to know. You're also the only person I've ever had a hit and run with. And I didn't hit the person. We got hit.
We did.
Kaitlyn Lawes. What are you doing, buddy?
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Did I just stumble across a lovely random fact and find out that your first name is really Leslie?
Hey, how did you know that?
Wikipedia. I was like, what is going on? Why doesn't anyone call you that?
I can't believe that they have it on there.
Leslie Kaitlyn.
Got a new middle name too.
Oh, God. How are you doing?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How's training going?
It's good. We're back in the season. We started last week in Saskatoon, and now we're off to our first Grand Slam in Chatham, Ontario. So we're busy, but it's fun. You go to the curlers have the absolute craziest schedule. Just to every little town in all of North America and the world. We get to hit up all the hot spots and some really great, amazing rural communities. That's for sure.
How much time did you take off of training after Korea?
As much as I possibly could.
What's that, 4 weeks?
No, honestly, I took the whole summer off. I needed to. I had hernia surgery in May. Mm-hmm. I scheduled that as soon as the season was done. And then I rested and had forced rest and recovery, which it was kind of a blessing in disguise for me. I was able to relax and enjoy some time at home. And I didn't get back on the ice until after Labor Day weekend, so after September long. And that's rare. Usually we're on the ice in July or August.
Wow. So, and hernia season, the hernia operation, you were struggling with that all season. I remember you kind of hinting at it to me, at the mixed doubles Olympic qualifications. And I was like, oh my God, you have a hernia? And you were like, yeah, I'm just hanging on for dear life right now.
Yeah, last year was an interesting year. Mentally, physically, there was a lot of challenges, and weirdly had the most success that I've ever had on the ice with my teammates. And it was hard. I didn't want to make a story out of it, so I didn't tell anyone in the media except yourself, I guess.
Well,
I put a lot of trust in you.
I'm glad you trust me.
Yeah, a lot of trust in you. But yeah, it wasn't something that the public needed to know about, and now it's fine. I'm happy to share my story and
show the scar.
Exactly. Well, maybe not show the scar. That's one that's going to be kept pretty private.
Okay, so Olympic gold 2014, Olympic gold 2018. curling has just curling is sneaky popular. You are the first Canadian ever to win back-to-back golds. First and foremost, is that not insane?
It is. It doesn't make sense when you say that. Like, I don't think of that being like my resume or anything that I've accomplished, but it is, and it's surreal.
Do you get recognized all the time? Like, we just had breakfast at a continental breakfast. No one came up and asked for your autograph.
No.
But...
Toronto, I get a little bit lost in the big city, but we're pretty lucky in Winnipeg that they get behind their athletes and they recognize us. Go to the grocery store, go out wherever. There's definitely a few curling fans out there.
Have you had to buy any of your own beer since 2018? Or, like, is everyone like, hey, I got this one, Leslie?
Oh, I'm so sad that you figured that out. Yes, I definitely have bought my own drink since.
Okay, well, darn.
I'm just waiting.
I guess I'm not coming out with you.
Yeah.
I got no money. I need to have someone buy my drinks.
I got you.
Obviously, you guys killed it. You and Johnny Moe. Entire country got behind you. Mixed doubles. You know, it is the first time we've seen this event at the Olympics. It's got this really cool gender equity, man, woman, sweeping, lots of action, crazy fast.
Stay close.
Clean. Yep. Well, other way. It's got a curl. Got a curl. Clean. Yep. Clean it.
Oh, what a great first half by Kaitlyn Laws.
First ever Olympic gold medalists in mixed doubles curling, Kaitlyn Laws and John Morris of Canada.
That was a clinic in how to play mixed doubles.
How was the country reacted?
It's interesting because I've seen mixed doubles from like the very beginning to where it is now, and it's definitely come a long way. A lot of traditional curling fans, when it first started to come out, they didn't like it. They're like, I miss the 4-person curling. Why is no one sweeping? Why are you getting up and chasing your own rock kind of thing? But my goal after we qualified for Pyeongchang Games was to showcase the sport because it has taken off internationally. And I wanted to show that it can be fun and that men and women can compete together and that like it's entertaining, it's fast-paced, it's high-scoring, it's a shorter game, so it's, I think, great for television in that aspect. And then you get to see that dynamic of how we interact on the ice as well. So we had nothing but positive feedback. We were lucky we started the games off first. We were the first ones to start before opening ceremonies, and it drew a lot of attention to curling right away because people watched the Olympics and they're like, oh, what's on? And it was curling. So that was really, really special to kick off the games, and people seem to genuinely love it.
How was it different winning with Johnny Moe and winning, with the girls in 2014?
My experiences were completely different. I'm happy that they're different, but at the same time, both very satisfying because we got there completely different ways. And this year, after losing out in the team trials, kind of having to overcome that loss, that devastation of not getting a chance to get back with my teammates, and then rebounding to the Olympic trials for the mixed doubles and grinding our way through that was probably the hardest competition that we've ever played in our lives, mentally, physically. And then the games was just so special because we were able to find a way to communicate together and make it work. And that was our biggest thing, was we just had to keep learning on the fly because we were a new team, and being able to work together and stand on the podium at the end was amazing. But 4 years before that with Sochi, it was a 4-year plan. It was just the way everything came together, everything that team had been through. I mean, there was no better feeling than being able to stand on the podium with those girls as well. So I'm very lucky that I have two to compare to.
Why do you and Johnny Moe work?
Honestly, if you would have seen us at the trials, which a lot of people did. They're like, how did you handle yourself on the ice? Because it didn't look like it was working. And it wasn't. But we just kept saying, this is a goal. We want to get to the Olympics. What is it going to take to get there? And let's learn and figure out what we did wrong after each game. So we communicated. We just said, like, look, this is not going to work. Let's try something different. What do you need to be able to function while you're on the ice? And then we just kept figuring that out as we went. And eventually we became really good teammates and supportive teammates. But it took some time.
I was there. I was at it. And Johnny can obviously have a little bit of a temper too. Are there comparisons between John and Jennifer?
I would say yes and no. But the yes would be that they're both fierce competitors and they are supportive and want to do whatever it takes to find a way to win. And I think that's the biggest takeaway from that. Otherwise, their personalities they're completely different.
Yeah, I knew that one.
At the end of the day, they're fierce competitors, and they were supportive and helped me be able to perform at my best.
What's your favorite memory from Pyeongchang?
From Pyeongchang, my family.
Yeah, your mom's a beauty.
My mom, my brother, and my boyfriend were there, and that made my games. Honestly, it was my priority in Korea. A little different from Sochi, where I didn't really get a chance to see my family so much, and it was just my mom that was there. This time, since it was just me, smaller team, like a little different feeling with the mixed doubles environment. So I just wanted to experience it as much as I could with them, and that was so special. And I've never seen my mom be the way that she was. Like, she was just so proud and having fun, and she's famous, but she gets recognized more in Winnipeg than I do.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, her reaction, like,
her
it's just
whistle or waving the flag, like, oh yeah, she'll get recognized.
Pure Canadiana.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Did you connect with your teammates as much? Like, I mean, and when I say teammates, the rest of Team Canada as much in Pyeongchang?
Probably not as much as Sochi. I stayed in the village the whole time. We competed almost the whole time in Sochi and really took in the Olympics, where we were fans. We got to watch as many sports as we could and really wanted to meet as many people as possible. This time, because we were so early on in the event, I left. I didn't stay in the village, and I went to Norway with Steph, and that was important to me at this point in my life. So I wouldn't say I connected as much with the athletes, but what was nice is a lot of our Sochi teammates were there. So they knew what I needed to do for myself, and they were supportive of that. And
when you say Steph, you're, of course, talking about your boyfriend.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Was it difficult to be in Korea and to watch, the boys struggle and the girls struggle on the traditional side?
I feel for them. I know that both men's and women's teams, they're fierce competitors, and they wanted nothing more to be able to stand on top of that podium, and I believe that they deserve that as well. Like, they work so hard, and they're very talented, and they earn the right to be there. It was hard to see them struggle, but at the end of the day, that's the Olympics. It's another beast, and it can be challenging, that's for sure.
You're not the first curler to be on this show. Ben Hebert was the first.
I know.
What are your thoughts on that, Pigeon?
Well, I'm a little sad that you asked him before me. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't ask him before you. It was just a convenience.
He invited himself on.
Yeah, he was like, hey, you want some star power? I got it.
Yeah, so I could see him taking over pretty quickly from that. But he's so well known in our sport, and he's got quite the sense of humor and personality, so I can't take that away from him.
Oh my God, I think my parents just, if they could adopt him, they would. They called me when they heard the interview. They're like, that's the most Canadian thing we've ever heard.
They don't know the truth about Ben.
They do, and they love him even more.
Yeah, that's true.
Jill Officer.
Yes.
Taking a step back from the game, ultimate beauty. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think I've ever met anyone on the entire Canadian Olympic team that doesn't just absolutely gravitate towards her and love her. What does she bring to a team that's so magical?
She was a huge part of, I mean, her and Jen curled together for over 20 years. And that says a lot about a person, I think. I mean, you don't see that in many sports, let alone curling. So she's always been someone that's hardworking, kind, and supportive, and just always wants to find a way to get better on and off the ice. And she wears her emotions on her sleeve, so you always know what she's feeling or thinking, and she's very brave for sharing that with everyone. And yeah, I mean, I had 8 great years with her, and it was really nice to see her kind of take a step back on her own terms and just say, hey, this is what I need. And so it was obviously hard to let that go, but at the same time, like, we're so happy for her, and we're excited for her next chapter and our next chapter as well.
And the next chapter for Team J. Jones. I like it. J. Jones Curl.
Yeah.
I just call people by their Twitter handles now. Jocelyn Peterman.
Yeah.
Let's go there. What, you just have the biggest beaming smile whenever you say her name. So
we're so excited about the potential of this new team, and it's just that it's a new team, new dynamic, and Jocelyn's was the top of our list when we were thinking of people that we wanted to fill that second spot, and we're so excited that she said yes. She's moved in with me in Winnipeg, and so I have a new roomie, which is fun.
Is she a good cook?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Maybe I should move in there, too,
Yeah, there's lots of space, tons of room. But it's nice. She's excited, she's hardworking, and just brings a new energy and different perspective to our team that I think at the end of the day it's really good for us. So we're so happy, and we're very excited to get things going.
Do you curl every weekend or
See, it used to be just weekend competitions, but now most of them start on a Tuesday and go to Sunday. So it's almost you're gone Monday to Monday most of the time. We try not to do more than 2 in a row because it just can be a burnout with the travel, and it is a lot. But usually it's 3 out of 4 weeks a month where we're gone on the road.
Wow.
October is crazy.
And that's primarily in Canada or all around North America or all around the world?
It's primarily in Canada. We will be going to China and Sweden and Vegas this year, so we are going international. But all of our major events, I would say, except for every other year, the World Championships in somewhere else. But otherwise, we're for the most part in Canada.
Okay, so Vegas looks like the most fun thing of all time. How do I get invited to that?
You're invited. It's an open invitation to everyone.
Say that again. Tell that to my bosses, because I would love to go watch some curling in Vegas.
You need to cover the Continental Cup in Vegas.
Oh, don't tell that to Devin Haru, though.
Oh, alongside.
I'll do a live podcast from Continental Cup.
You would get a lot of juicy stories, I would think.
Oh, gosh. Tell me some juicy stories. Tell me about the patch.
Well, we're very, I would have never thought curling would ever be in Vegas. That just seems so strange to me. But this is our 4th time going back there. And it's fun. It's mostly Canadians that go down. It's a sold-out arena. And they're just there to have a good time. And they're even there at 9 a.m. full, sitting down, watching curling. And then they go into the hotel and do whatever they want to do, party and go see other shows. But it's a really special environment because they truly are just there to have fun, and we can interact with the crowd a little bit more because it's not as serious of a competition. It's more showing our personalities on the ice, and it's fun to have some banter back and forth with them.
We've had some fun at the Skins game in Banff.
That's right.
Few times, buddy, few times.
Yeah, that was fun too.
What is it about curling in Canada? Why are people so batty for it?
I think we're really lucky that we have the television coverage that we do, where we have more than 13 weeks of TV time. which is, I'd say, unique for most sports, especially at the amateur level. And we wear microphones, so people feel like they get to know us, and they actually feel like we're in their living rooms with them. So many people come up to us and they're like, you don't know me, but I feel like I know you. And they just get that inside look, which is so unique because no other sport has that. So I think people are drawn to that aspect. It's a made-for-TV sport, I think.
How has curling changed your life as a human being? And I'm not talking about medals, but like what are the biggest lessons and values that you have taken away?
Curling has been a huge part of my life. I started when I was 4 years old, so almost 26 years ago. I'll let you do the math.
Like, I started speed skating at 4, and everyone's like, how? But like, I also have that reaction when you say that for curling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I grew up at the rink. I was on the ice before I could walk, and I played my first family, like, fun bonspiel with my parents and my brother. And to learn, I put one foot in each hack, put both hands on the rock, and I push out and do a belly flop and fling the rock down to the other end. Like, I was tiny, shocking, I know, but it worked.
You're massive now.
Yeah, I'm huge now. But I was able to get it down there, and it was just something I could do with my family. So that was really what started my love for the game. But the lessons that I've learned, like, oh my goodness, how much time do we have?
It's unlimited.
Perfect. Just being able to work with others and set goals for yourself, similar to other sports. Like, I mean, you learn a lot about yourself that you can take into the business world, but just seeing the way I've been able to grow through a lot of difficult times, and curling has helped me overcome some definite challenges, and I've learned how to be a leader and how to learn and listen to other people and communicate. I don't know. There's just so many different aspects of my life that I'm so grateful that I've had this chance, and I wouldn't be able to travel the world like I have and meet the people that I have. So
she pointed at me when she said that, by the way.
Exactly. Sport has brought so much to my life, and on and off the ice. So I don't know. I feel so grateful, and I love that it's a sportsman game. So you're taught at a young age the etiquette and just how you should treat other people, and that's, I think, really important.
Yeah, there's a lot of etiquette in curling. I didn't know that until the burnt rock, the scandal of 2018. Oh, God. I had to do a little bit of research on that one, too. Growing up, who was your curling hero?
My dad.
He got you into the sport, obviously.
Yeah.
He was a competitive curler.
He was retired from the time I was 1, and so I followed him to all his daytime senior leagues when I was a kid. But he was the one who definitely inspired me to want to keep learning, and I think his passion for the game, seeing how much fun he had playing, really inspired me. And he coached me when I was younger in like high school curling and juniors and that sort of thing. So that was a big part of my life, and now it's something that I kind of keep close to me when I'm on the ice because it reminds me a lot of him.
You take his memory on the ice with you?
Yeah, of course.
That's
it's my happy place.
On the ice is my happy place too, actually. There's something about it, like you're just so in the moment.
Completely. There's no distractions. It doesn't matter what's happening and how your day is going. It's just you can step on the ice and let that all go and just be. I don't know. It makes me happy.
Do you curl better when you're in love?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
I had the best year of my life. And I think there's a big part of that.
Oh. He's obviously a hockey player too, so he's got a lot of love for ice.
Yeah, it's true.
Gosh, so if you guys have kids, like, are they going to be hockey players or curlers?
Whatever they want to
You're
be.
from Winnipeg, maybe speed skater.
Hey, there you go.
Susan Ah, Claire
Yeah.
Hughes, Cindy Clausen.
Mm-hmm. Like, anything's possible.
Yeah, but then they're going to have to skate outdoors, and that's really difficult. So it's an adverse. Minus 30 is not fun skating outdoors.
That's true. Yeah, it'd be fun to see. I mean, if we do have kids, what they end up doing.
Where do you see curling going?
I don't know. I hope that with the Olympic Games that we see the growth that seems to be trending right now, especially internationally. Mixed doubles is so popular in a lot of the new curling countries, and because it's easier to find 2 people than 4 dedicated people to the sport. And it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few quadrennials, even with the Canadian teams. Who's going to keep playing? Who's going to retire? Is there going to be some new up-and-comers that kind of take the stage away? And I don't know. I think it's in a good place right now, but we need, I think, a few more athletes to continue to dedicate their time to it.
If I were to start, like, tomorrow, do you think I could make 2022?
If you had me as your coach, that would be the only way.
Maybe that's a good reality show. Actually, Mike Harris was like, maybe we should start playing like mixed doubles. So I think we're gonna train up and we're gonna do some club championship in March, and I'll reassess after that.
Perfect. But if you need some tips, I have some teaching experience. So.
Okay. Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind that. Gosh, and that's how we'll get to Winnipeg.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for taking the time and sitting down on a hotel bed. Like, this is just a theory. Like, this is not a theory. This is just a theme in all of these podcasts now.
Well, and this is our life. We live in hotels, so
yeah.
Welcome to my world.
That's all. Like, when people are like, "Ooh, how sexy is being an athlete?" It's like, well, we're in a Hilton right now, so somewhat sexy, but like, all we do is travel around and live in hotels.
Yeah, we nap a lot. We're
like cats a little bit.
Sometimes,
it's just like a little house cat. Always concerned about gaining weight too. God. Oh my God. I have a cat in Calgary, Fran. Yeah. Of course, Kaitlyn has met. I don't know if you're a cat person.
I'm an animal person.
Okay. That's a very diplomatic way to say, yeah, Fran's like, come see, come saw. Anyways, he's gained so much weight.
Oh, good for Fran.
Oh my gosh. He is a heavyweight. Like, he's going to be one of the biggest cats I've ever seen in my life.
What are you feeding him?
Gosh, Kaitlyn Laws. Kaitlyn Leslie. Leslie Kaitlyn Laws.
Do you want to hear the story behind that?
Yeah.
It's family tradition. So I've always been Kaitlyn, but I've also always been Leslie Kaitlyn.
So when your mom gets mad,
No, they've never called me it, ever. It's just, like, my dad was Leslie Keith, but went by Keith. And they just want us to go by our middle names. It's caused all sorts of confusion with travel and university. I have some funny stories from that because they thought it was Leslie, and people would say, "Hey Leslie, how are you?" And I wouldn't respond because I've never been Leslie, so they're like, "That girl doesn't even know her own name."
She's just a snob.
Yeah. So.
Is your brother's first name Leslie?
No. He's Kevin, and he didn't get the middle name thing.
Is your mother's what?
No, it was just on my dad's side. There's like some of his family, it was you go by your middle name, and not everyone was Leslie. It was just they named me after him. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna call you Les now.
I get that. Yeah. Once the people figure it out, they're like, "Hey, Les."
Oh my gosh, Kaitlyn Laws. You know what? Every time I've gotten my heart broken, you've been there to hold my hand and essentially get hit and run.
We never talked about that story.
I know. I don't know if we can. Anyways, we were in my 2004 Jeep Liberty, and we got rear-ended. And then we chased the guy. We were like, we got to find him. And we became like the FBI right away. What were we thinking?
Well, we called the police right away.
Yeah.
Let's get that clear.
Yeah, we called the police, and we were both like shaking.
Oh, it was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
They didn't just hit us once. They like rammed into us like 5 or 6 times.
I know. But we really did. We became like, I don't know, like X-Files. Like, we were like, maybe there's a hidden camera in the gas station across the street. Anyways.
Yeah, we tried.
We did try. Thank God, I don't know if we have like much of a future in law enforcement, but that was like we were living on the edge Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a nice little dinner and then got rear-ended. Thank God the Jeep has a spare tire on the back.
I know, there was no damage.
No damage. Anyways, my dad's an insurance, even if there was, but which, by the way, my parents say hello, and they were very happy that we were taking the time to chat.
They're the best.
You're the best. 2-time consecutive Olympic gold medalist, full-time beauty. You're just a fun person to have around. So
it's right back at you.
Oh, but yeah, pound it. Thank God for the Olympics. Thank God for sport. That was Player's Own Voice. I am Anastasia Busis. Thanks, buddy. Leslie Kaitlyn Laws. She's the third for Team Jennifer Jones, and she's John Morris's better half. Not in love, just on the ice.
Thank you.
Peace. I recorded that conversation with Kaitlyn Laws in her hotel room by the airport in Toronto. Before you go, just a reminder, if you are a fan of hockey or storytelling, then add the Hockey Night in Canada podcast to your list of must-listen-to podcasts. Rob Pizzo catches up with many of the colorful characters within the sport as they reminisce about the great moments and players of the game. It goes way beyond just the stats and scores. Players Own Voice podcast is a CBC Sports production. Email your comments to us, playersownvoicepodcast@cbc.ca. Social media, #PlayersOwnVoice. David Giddens is the producer. Graham McDonald is the sound mixer. I'm Anna Stasher for all of your social needs. Thanks for listening.
Love CBC podcasts? Help us make them better. Take our CBC Podcast listener survey now at cbc.ca/podcasts. The quick survey will help us improve your favorite CBC podcasts. cbc.ca/podcasts.